What's good, Critic Gang, Critic Fam, and we're back. We got another reaction for you today. The next one on the list, well, I lied. It was the second one on the list behind, I believe, Jenny and Screech, but we are hopping back into Ren. I did not realize that that other song, Jenny and Screech, is like a 15-minute long video, and not gonna lie, these last 3 days working in the negative 11-degree temperatures over here in Buffalo. And then I spent the whole day today at the trampoline park with my kids. I'm exhausted. But I couldn't leave y'all hanging because you have been nothing but supportive, and I love it. I mentioned in one of the last videos, if we could get the subs up to over to 100 before the weekend is over. And not only did we hit 100, we went over 100, which is, man, it's an awesome feeling, man. And I posted a short reels from the trampoline park with my kids, and by the time I got home, it's almost 200 views already. So I got another little nuance I'm gonna add to the channel with the short clips. I'm gonna talk more about my life, or personally, so y'all can. So we've been connecting so much through these songs already, and we're not even that deep into this channel yet. But the feedback and the comments from all you guys, man, it's just amazing. So I'm going to let y'all in a little more, on my life as we do the short clips, like me out with my family and whatnot. And, well, first thing to mention, the name of the channel, Critty Reacts. Critty is just a nickname that I've had for a long time. My name is Chris. But in our group of friends, we had multiple Chris's, and everyone just started calling me Critty. So that's where that comes from, right? But in the short reels, instead of going through whole songs, if y'all want to make some requests, the short reels, we're just going to take the one verse out of whatever song, and in the short clip is just going to be a bar breakdown of one verse. Like the Eminem song, Godzilla, for example. If we played that whole song through and try to break down every single bar, it'd be a 2-hour long video. So in my short clips, we're going to take it verse by verse, even if we have to go part 1, 2, and 3 of the same song. Also, in those short reels, like I said, I'm going to add some of my personal life, but we'll also just throw in little clips like, another part of me. I love sports. I love football, basketball, all that. Any news, anything, we're just going to include that in the short reels. But the main part of the short reels is just going to be breaking down one verse or one verses at a time, so we can really dig into deep bars like Eminem comes at, like Dax, like old school Nas, where you just all the bars are just flying over your head. So the short reels, we're gonna break those down verse by verse as we go. So that's just another little nuance I want to add to the channel. Besides that, up now we're gonna go. This is another suggestion, like I said, Ren, Money Game Part 1. His last 2 videos, I mean, those have gotten my most views already on this channel. Like I said, this kid's blowing up. And just from the first 2 videos I've seen of him were mind-blowing, touching, relatable, just everything. Even his visuals, like the kid is an artistic genius. I call Harry Mack artificial intelligent robot. Eminem is the same with the pen. But this kid has the lyrics, the visuals, the emotion evoking, like he's just the whole package so far, in which I've seen. Now, in the last 2 videos, we're more or less, talking about his sickness and being in the hospital and, overcoming that bullshit and the doctors, and which actually makes me think about that. The last video, Sick Boy, was about, doctors and therapists and shit shoving pills and medicine down your throat, and all about the big pharma and government making money, not really caring about the people. So the title of this being Money Game, I don't know if it's gonna be more still into that type of, the world is fucking everyone just as long as the elites make their money. I don't know. We'll see. But we're gonna jump right into this one before I start talking too much like I always do. But once again, just all the comments and love, it's just been overwhelming almost, I could say, because even in my own circle of friends, they, why are you, like, oh, you're gonna do YouTube? That shit's like, yeah, it's a waste of your time. What, you think you're gonna get famous? You think you're gonna get rich? Like, no, like, I mean, you strange. I'm not gonna call you strangers now, because if you've been, like I said, watching my videos and reacting and commenting to them, I know I must be saying something that we're connecting to. So I'm not gonna stop, because, like I mentioned in the last video too, I went through a dark time in my life, and I would grip on to different vices that would pull me down and just put me into a darker place, put me into that mental asylum Ren was in, right? And so me, instead of gripping onto a different vice, I fell into this YouTube. In the beginning of it, like I said, I was just trying to get shit off my chest, everything I had held in. But now finding this new outlet on YouTube has given me a new outlook, especially with the feedback that you guys give me. Man, it makes it so much more positive to even, like, coming from strangers instead of people around me doubting me. Like, if you guys know me better than anyone, you should be happy I found a different outlet to express my emotions, to make me feel better, to make me be a better father, to make me be a better man. And that's just one thing about music is it's a global language. You can listen to it, relate, and connect, and that's what I love about this whole thing. So again, I appreciate every single last one of you for the kind comments and criticisms and suggestions and advice and help. Honestly, it means a lot to me. So I always have to say praise and thank you for that, first and foremost, before we jump into anything. But without further ado, let me stop talking. Let's get into this, because I'm sure Ren is about to blow our mind again. Come on, Ren. Money Game Part 1. Let's go. With the guitar again.
It's a strange time we're living in. War can put fear in. Hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. Greed runs through parliament interiors. Devils walk among us, they fit the criteria. Eerie theory, strife, fearing, weary-minded men when we're clearly living in dictatorships. Nearly blinded by illusions to choose who's fooling who. A ball chained to your shoes on pain. It's a crying shame. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed a game that lets this whole war burn. As the world turns, the whole world burns.
Wow. Okay. That was a lot right off the bat. Man, this dude's penmanship is insane. After the first two songs, again, like with the Eminem Headlights song, even though most of Eminem's songs are bar heavy, the Mike Tyson punchlines, that song was so emotionally evoking for me, as were Ren's first two songs that I heard, right? And now he comes out 45 seconds into the song, and the visuals again. Like, you can't watch or listen to this kid's music without watching his music videos, because the visuals just, it puts you in the song. It puts you next to him. He's got a dude tied up with a rope around his neck, blindfolded, as he's playing the guitar. And the Money Game, that title is, it's starting to make sense right off the bat, because he was talking about, Iraqi and the whole war plan with the world and just all this bullshit going on, and you're trying to reach wealth, and it nothing but pits people against each other. That pursuit of happiness, they say it's only can be for a certain demographic of people, but that's not true. Like, if we truly all came together, you know what I mean, as one, and like, okay, so again, I hate talking so much, but I've even gotten comments from people over in the UK, which means I'm reaching the other side of the world again, which is amazing. And I'm guessing this kid's English or British. I'm sorry, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, whatever you call it. But I'm guessing he's from the UK, I'll say that, right? And living over here in America, we see it every day on the news, non-stop, on replay, over and over. about just this governmental bullshit. And again, the way this kid can articulate it in such a great fashion over a guitar beat where the lyrics are just phenomenal. And everything, every sentence means something. He doesn't have filler lines. Like, if you don't listen to every sentence, you're going to miss something. This kid is such an artist. I can't wait to hear the rest of this.
But money was invented for trade, but now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turns a saint into a sinner, a child into a killer.
The greed for money, right? Make a safe zone to sing into a sinner, a child into a killer. Every kid is born innocent. Nature versus nurture. If you want to have that argument, I will argue after I have my children, the innocent love of a child is the most, to me, at least how I feel. And if you're a parent, I'm sure you can relate. And if you're watching my channel, we've all connected and we've all related already through the comments and talking. It's amazing. The innocent love of a child and just the innocence of a child in general is so precious. So for that kid to have to grow up and become a sinner, turn a child into a killer, where does that happen? Like, is it at home with the parents? Is it what they're seeing in the media? Is it what the government is feeding us? Or is it just something that is neurologically wrong in a child as they grow that would make them become a killer? But looking at my kids alone and their innocence and like just the love that they give, and it's so genuine. I can never imagine in a million years one of my kids becoming a killer instead of being the best person that they possibly could be. But it's this fucked up part of this, like Ren said in the beginning, this crazy, weird world we're living in. That shit is happening like this. I seen a story on the news the other day. A 6-year-old boy went into school and shot his teacher in the face, chest, whatever. A 6-year-old boy had a handgun in his book bag, shot his teacher. My daughter is 6 years old. Can I imagine the news if I get a call? Oh, one of the kids in your daughter's classroom came in and shot the teacher or shot another one of the students? Like, what is going on in that household, or what is going on in this world that is bringing us to this? Oh, come on, Ren. He gets such these passionate, like, if you guys said in the comment, these passionate reactions out of me because he just spits facts and it's so genuine.
His finger on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, 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 rain. A storm, it comes our way. And those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. Stop.
We're all part of this whole money game, right? Obviously, we all want to make money. We all want to succeed. Who wouldn't want that? I mean, yes, you can say money don't buy happiness, and it doesn't. Because like I said, I've been broke to the point where I was eating powdered milk for dinner, right? But as I got older and I got mature and I got out of that dark place, I told myself, not one day in this world will I let my kids have to live what I went through. You don't have to live that. I lived it, so you don't have to go through that because I will never let you go through that. But as my kids get older, who knows what the world, like, look how much this world has changed in just the last couple years alone. Let alone when when my kids become teenagers, like, who knows what this world is gonna be like. But one thing I haven't figured out yet watching this video is the concept of this man in the chair blindfolded with a rope around his neck as Ren is singing. It seems like he's singing it to him, like as he kidnapped him and he's making him play this guitar, and you're gonna listen to my message because Ren has a strong message. So maybe that's what he's trying to convey is I need to grab you by the throat and show you this. I'm gonna sit you down, tie you up, and give you this message so you get it. And you're not brainwashed by the bullshit. Brainwash, as Tom McDonald said as I reacted to another video, brainwashing these kids to become killers. Or whatever the case may be. Come on, Ren, keep it going, bro. This is, again, deep. It's like as he's forcing him to sing, he stopped and smacked him and he started playing the guitar.
Dear Mr. President, it's evident that everyone's a resident of fear when they support these ideas to keep us separate, when they make us believe that everybody is coming to terror.
Yes, see, again, I just said that. Dear Mr. President, we're supporting all these ideas to keep us separate broke when it's all believed. He's got, and again with the visuals, now he's picking up the metal baseball bat, running it along the fence, hitting it on the ground as he's walking toward this person being held captive, I'll call it right now, right? Again, as if he's trying to convey this message to him, like, I will hit you over the head with this bat if I need to for you to open your eyes and see what's really going on. Like when it's coming from the pinnacle of the top, the president or the elites that run this world that don't give a shit about the people down here. When Ren was sick with Lyme disease down here, you think they gave a shit about him? No. But now Ren's blowing up. Get Ren 20 million subscribers. Guess what? He's going to have ad after ad after ad after sponsor after sponsor after sponsor because they want that money. They want to make that money off of him. But when he was sick, sitting in a wheelchair for years, being pills forced down his throat and being subjected to bullshit therapy from someone who's never been in his shoes, like it doesn't compute. I can't wait to see where this music video goes. Like I said, with it's hard to even break down his lyrics and his bars, which are phenomenal. But his songs just have so much deep meaning behind them that to me that takes precedent over the bars. Whereas, when we watch and react to Harry Mack, it's more or less entertaining, right? Because he's on the Harry Mack will get you bopping and that's a bar. Where did that come from? That was sweet. But that's just off that top, having fun, positivity energy, right? Whereas Ren, again, is a lyrical genius, as is Harry Mack, as is Eminem. But like watching this music video and listening to the lyrics, I can't even get into the lyrics because I feel like I'm watching a movie. And to be able to portray that with a song and a music video to where I feel like I'm watching a movie or really like listening to this kid's life story, for you to be able to draw that from somebody, that takes a different type of, I don't even know if the word talent is the word for it, but yeah, he's just got something different, man.
Right, you in the streets, I say badly through gritted teeth, that's my right to hate, that's freedom of speech. But when did freedom become a reason to hate? A way to justify a racist slur or insult we make? There's an irony in freedom, cause us in the West, we have pillaged and plundered the murder like savages, colonized all of the rest. That's called hypocrisy.
Man, he's coming. I just gotta throw this up one time for my man because I'm not even gonna be able to keep up with all these bars because this song, again, is just so deep. He said, when did free speech become, an outlet for you to say all this racist shit or say what you want to say, to put others down? That's not what free speech is about. And I mean, again, if you want to get on the government side of it or the political side of it, free speech means this, and you could say whatever, free speech that. But at the end of the day, it's only pitting people against each other. Like, why do that? With their free speech, man, like, yes, say what's on your mind. I believe this fully 100%. Be your own thinker. Think for yourself. Don't let any external sources change how you feel in your heart. And if that's how you feel, say it. But having the freedom of speech doesn't mean that you have to say it just to bring others down if you're feeling shitty. If that makes sense. man, his songs are so deep, and with the lyrics, it's hard to actually figure. It can go in so many directions because it can have so many different meanings to different people, having been in different situations or lived around, certain individuals that believe in something that you don't, and you don't like that, so you'll speak up against that instead of just honing it in as in the saying, if you don't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. And not for nothing say that to say this YouTube channel, we've gotten, all the traffic that has come lately is amazing. I have not gotten not one negative comment yet. Not one. I was expecting, when I first started this, I was nervous. If you go back and watch like my late videos when you could tell I was in a dark place and I was just trying to let my emotions out. But then when I turned it into the reaction channel, I wasn't still sure how people were going to feel about me and that insecurity. But then when the comments and the subs just started rolling in and you guys are just all so amazing, why can't we cast that onto the rest of the world and just live in harmony like that?
Preach a certain value that you never keep yourselves. Your country was in flames, you denigrate yourselves in a second. Still you spit your venom, demonizing immigrants when really you're the immigrant. Cause all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. Irony is imminent, I'll shed the light on immigrants. America was colonized by Britain. Britain, it was colonized by Rome. And also colonized by the Saxons. They were German, by the way. You know how people throw shade upon the Germans because of history's pain, and yet we made the same mistakes all again. Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. Old situations.
Yo, that is facts true. Too. Like, again, this weird world that we're living in is where if you're white, you're automatically racist, or if you're this, you're automatically that. If you're German, you were a Nazi. If you're a descendant of this, you're this. If you're an immigrant in this country, we don't like, well, I'm not saying we don't like, I'm paraphrasing on what other people say. I love everybody. You want to come here from a different country, if it's for the right reason, don't get me wrong. We won't get into the politics about the Mexican-American border and the drugs and the human trafficking and smuggling, which, again, though, in essence, does play part into the song. Money game. Trafficking all those drugs. Trafficking humans, children, over the border. And then it's the same as history repeats itself, as, the saying goes. So how are we ever going to progress if we just keep looking on, like, you can't go forward if you're constantly going in reverse. It's the laws of physics. We have to go forward if we want to get past this shit. Obviously, I'm a white dude. I have a mixed family. This shit, like, we never even thought about race or anything like that, or who you came from, where you came from, what you did. No. That's all love. So we got to stop demonizing people for shit that they didn't do. And that's a lot what Tom MacDonald touches on. Like, I'm white. I don't never know one person in my family life, nothing, that owned a slave, even lived when they were around, whipped someone. Like, me, my family that I know, that I've ever met, people that I ever know, my friends, their extended families, never have I come across that. But still, some people will demonize you for shit that you didn't do. And we need to stop that, not just alone with that, but like in every aspect. How he just said, they colonized Britain and Britain colonized them. They colonized them. Divide and conquer is how did these elites try to run the world. And I feel like Ren is saying, no, I'm putting a stop to that shit. We need to open our eyes and see this shit. I was sick for so long, but now I'm up. You want to be woke? You want to talk about woke? He's woke. That's what woke is to me. Realizing what you see and what you see the reality of this shit is. Man, this dude just gets me so going with these overzealous reactions. I'm sorry for talking so much, but I mean, the traffic on the Ren videos is insane and the comments. So I'm sure that he evokes these same emotions from you. And that's why we can feel and connect each other over something simple as a cell phone never even met before. Come on, bro.
Play on repeat, the same old TV shows repeat. Yeah, we worship the bleak. Our opinions aren't our own and we follow like sheep. There's no left, there's no right, in the middle we sleep. Rain, 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 rain. A storm it comes our way. And those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we'd like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part.
I gotta stop it again. Because he literally just said what I swear, sometimes I feel like this is how music helped me so much get through so much shit in my life. Just diving into deep music like this, where you can relate on such a level, where I can literally think what he was thinking before he even said it. That's happened three times this song already. To point the blame, blame. It's easier to blame. No, well, they did this to me, or this happened 400 years ago, so let's just blame them. No, take some fucking self-accountability for your life. My life was in the goddamn gutter. It was in the dog shit. Did I blame it on someone else? What, or because of something that happened to my family in the past, or something that happened to someone else? No, my shit was in the gutter because of the choices I made. I had to strap my fucking bootstraps on, get up and fix it. And that's what Ren did, right? When he stood up out that wheelchair in High Ren. That shit was such a pivotalizing moment for that video. To show, no, I'm done. I'm standing up to this shit now. And we're gonna make a change. Stop pointing the fingers. It's on you. If you want to live that life that you want in your heart, go for it. Can't nothing stop you. And that's why I'm continuing with this YouTube page. Not only for myself and my self-healing, with all you guys and your support that helps me, but I hope this helps anybody watching too.
Of this old money game.
It's like watching a movie.
This old money game. This old money game.
They drew eyes on me. See, is that what I was just referring to? Right? He had him blindfolded, tied up like a prisoner, with the baseball bat and shit. Like, rewind the video. I said he has him there to be like, motherfucker, open your eyes and see what's really going on. Rewind the video. I just said that, right? Now that switches to him, Ren standing in front of him doing something. He moves away, and now the mask on this person has eyes drawn with holes cut out so he could see. And that's what I said, like, open your eyes to see this. So I feel like he kidnapped him, not to hurt him, but to show. If you have a mask over your face, you can't see the light, right? Cut holes in it, you can see the light. Kidnapped him into the darkness so he can see the light. Dude, this is deep. You ask me, he looks pretty good for being in a wheelchair half his life. No homo. Not that I have a problem with that. He looks good, is all I'm saying. This man definitely turned his life around from what I've seen and what I've heard. He's gonna put a gas on himself. Oh, wow. All right, so so that was Money Game Part 1. There's a Money Game Part 2. But we're going to have to, we're going to do Money Game Part 2 in a separate video because, again, that one was deep, Ren. I'm getting tongue twisted because he, again, not to repeat myself with the, the evoking of the emotions and getting you into it and like, oh, see, like, get into his head and see what he's seeing. Because I honestly believe this dude he's an artistic genius. Like I said, I felt like I was watching a movie. So it's hard to react to his actual lyrics when the video, like the visual itself had so much meaning to it. Now, again, it was named Money Game. So my reaction to everything he was saying, do you think I was on point? Like, is it about the world corruption over shit like money that we're putting over, like family and love and friendships and loyalty and being a good person and having a good heart, but we put money above all that. And then at the end, he had the prisoner with the gas tank about to dump the gas on him and start him on fire. But then he stopped. He took a step back. Like, what am I doing? Sat down and dumped the gas on his own head. Which reverts back to, I believe, what I said. You don't have to pull others down to climb your way up. He was about to burn that man to open his eyes to see this shit. But he don't have to do that. His music and his words and his visuals can do that for people. So pouring the gas on himself, I feel like he's saying, I'll take this challenge on. I'm not going to burn him. I'm not going to burn the next man. I'm going to do this. I'll take the gasoline because I've been to hell and back. And like I said, with my daughters in my life that I grew up, they never had to live like that. And I feel like that's why I relate to Ren's music so much, because I feel like his music is saying, I've lived through this shit. I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to open your eyes so you don't have to live what I went through. You don't have to experience the difficulties that I did. There's other lanes to take. There's other outlets. Like I said, instead of me going and finding a different voice to connect to and drown my life even more, I found my outlet doing these reactions to YouTube and getting the reactions from you guys in the comments. It uplifts me. Yous aren't trying to drag me down. Yous are pushing me up. And that's why I appreciate it so much. And I appreciate this kid for this music that he's putting out. I keep calling him a kid. I don't mean to be disrespectful by calling him a kid. I don't know how old he is. I probably should Google that unless one of you can just want to tell me in the comments. But goddamn, he is a good songwriter. A good video maker. The creativeness, like the creativeness in his mind. I can just imagine how far it expands. Like, I don't understand how this dude has not blown up a long time ago until just now. So, wow, yeah. Man, again, thanks for these suggestions. The next one definitely coming is Money Game Part 2. I can't wait to see how he's somehow going to, like he did with Ren and Sick Boy, the negative and positive in his own head, to him versus Therapist. Now, I think Money Game Part 1 and 2, he's probably going to flip it somehow. I don't know, in his creative geniusness. I can't wait to watch it. And again, I'm watching these videos for the first time too to get these genuine reactions. So please tune into the next one because we're going Money Game 2 on the next one. And then I promise you I will get into the Jenny and Screech. Is it Jenny's Tale or Jenny and Screech? Are those two different songs? If you want me to read, because I found one that was like 15 minutes and then I found one that was like 5 minutes. So, and if you whatever, we'll react to all of them because we're going to dive into all of this kid stuff. But that's that one for now. Like I said, we're going to keep this going, keep the channel going. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button because we're going up and up, and it's amazing to see. And like I said, the little nuances I'm going to add to the page. So keep an eye out for the short reels, the short clips of breaking down short verses. I might try to get one of them in there tonight if I got the time for it and whatnot. But I had to get this out and get this to you because you've been requesting this kid, Ren. I keep calling him a kid. This man, I'm going to call him a man because what he says and just by the way I could tell he gripped his life and took it over and made it his, I'm going to refer to him as a man. I'm going to stop calling him a kid, so I apologize for that. But until next time, we'll be on that Money Game Part 2. In the meantime, stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button. Appreciate. Love you all. Until next time.